Tucker Carlson, who's here right now. There was a reporter who tried a gotcha question with him, and she was comprehensively embarrassed by the former Fox News host.
In the past, you've talked about how white Australians, Americans, Europeans are being replaced by non-white immigrants in what is often referred to as the Great Replacement theory. This is the same.
Have I said that whites are being replaced?
Well,
I don't think I said that.
Well, it's been mentioned on your show 4,000 times. And
really, when did I say that?
On your show.
I said whites are being replaced?
You have said that before.
Really?
Yeah.
I would challenge you to cite that, because I'm pretty sure I haven't said that. I said native-born Americans are being replaced, including blacks.
Native-born Americans.
Native-born Americans.
And
Americans who, like black Americans, African Americans have been in the United States for, in many cases, their families over 400 years. And their concerns are every bit as real and valid and alive to me as the concerns of white people whose families have been there 400 years. So I've never said that whites are being replaced. Not one time. And you can't cite it.
Untrue.
So we just met, but when our relationship starts with a lie, it makes it tough to be friends. So
well, you've been lying
let's
about
pull that back. I'm happy to explain what I do think.
So.
Well, you actually can't say it because I didn't say it, and I don't believe it, and I'm telling you that to your face, so why don't you just accept me at face value? My concern is that the people who are born in the country are the main responsibility of its leaders. And as noted earlier, when those leaders shift their concern from the people whose responsibility it is to take care of to people around the world to put their priorities above that of their own citizens, that's immoral. And they are being replaced in my country, people who are born in the United States, and the birth rate tells the whole story. They are not at replacement rate. And so the US population is growing because we're importing people from other countries. And my view is that happy people have children, and a functioning economy allows them to do that. And we don't have that. And so you need to fix the economy and fix the culture and make it so that people who want to have kids can. You don't just go for the quick sugar fix of importing new people. Like, that's my position. And if you think that's racist, that's your problem.
I never called you a racist.
But of course you are suggesting, and well, I must say one of the reasons people don't like people like you in the media is that you never say exactly what you mean. Your slurs are all by implication, and you're about to tell me the Great Replacement theory is racist or anti-Semitic, whatever. The whole point of your question was to be like, you're a scary racist.
Well, I haven't.
And my response is, no, I'm not. Okay, well, how about no more lying in your questions, and then I'll answer it.
Okay. Well. This is the same theory, or as you say, idea, that has inspired the New York Buffalo shooting, where 11 black Americans were killed. Two white Americans were killed.
Like,
it's also inspired.
It's not. First of all,
it's inspired one of the worst Australian guns of all time.
How do they get people this stupid in the media? I guess it doesn't pay well. Look, I'm sorry. I've lived among people like you for too long, and I don't mean to call you stupid. Maybe you're just pretending to be, but.
Oh dear, Kosher, if you're going to show up and make outrageous claims and try to connect Tucker Carlson to mass killers, then, I don't know, perhaps go to the trouble of citing a source, have a direct quote from the man. So otherwise you're going to look like an absolute fool.
She really came across as someone who couldn't think on her feet over there. Yet again, this is another example of what we just talked about with the previous topic with the ABC and MTG, of this adversarial style that it doesn't sound like these reporters have any experience in at all. And I would layer on top of that the Socratic method, which is what Tucker was doing, which is, of course, where the professor, which in this case clearly came across to be Tucker, is asking the student, this reporter, questions that exposes the weakness in their own arguments, and she just completely fell down on that and didn't give up. I watched that whole clip till its end, and she kept throwing these pre-rehearsed, sort of canned things that she had prepared, questions that she had prepared at Tucker, and just wasn't able to think on her feet and respond to what he was actually saying. So I think she was definitely showing up on that one. Tucker is a free agent right now as well, so he's really free to hit hard, and he certainly didn't hold back there.
And she did have another go, the poor girl, the activist journalist. And this might have sounded good in her head, but it didn't work out so well.
Well, so you don't think you harbour any kind of responsibility for these hate crimes?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be charitable. I was like, maybe you're just pretending to be dumb. Now I don't think it's an act.
Tucker, thank you for taking those questions. I'm sure you enjoyed
Actually, I loved it. I just feel sorry. I mean, because I got here and the country's so unbelievably beautiful and the people are so cheerful and funny and cool and smart. I'm like, your media's got to be better than ours. It can't just be a bunch of castrated robots reading questions from the boss. And then it turns out it's exactly the same, maybe even a tiny bit dumber.
Interesting times. Kosher Gator, we always love getting your insights. Thank you so much for your time this evening.